What's going on, YouTube? Got another update going on. Got a little bit of plumbing that I did this week. New lines there. Everything's ready to go for the two new beds. They're shut off, of course. As you can see, they're perpendicular to the line, which means they're shut off. Obviously no water rushing everywhere, so they're not leaking all over the place. But just a little double 90, ran out of an extra 90, so just put a 45 on there temporarily. A little extension piece right here coming out for no other reason than to get it as close to the rock as possible, like this one. And now this bed, I disconnected the pump. It is no longer running this bed whatsoever. It is all from that shutoff now, which if you follow the line there, goes all the way back to that 90. It's over to that T, and it's below everything else. So it gets full pressure, just like the line right above it, which is right there. This white pipe that's going that way, that gets full pressure. Just like I said in the other videos, where you can see where this black pipe right here, it comes off on a T, and that feeds the hydrant setup. This does the exact same thing. It's full pressure, and I've got shutoffs here, and had questions before about, do I glue the pipe or not? Not one fitting on any of this setup is glued. I had some parts that were actually glued together that I was using, but I've removed every single one of them. Every single one of these fittings, they're just slip fittings. I just literally pushed them in. I haven't had a leak yet. I think I'm just going to keep on with this kind of setup until there's a need to actually glue them. I'm trying to stay completely organic, and I think that adding a bunch of pipe cleaner, which is like alcohol based, and glue, I'm pretty sure that's not going to make it very organic, so I've strayed away from that whole idea. This bed over here now have completely planted out. I've got the eggplant like I was talking about in the last one. I also got this one here, which is a purple bell. That is a new addition, just grabbed that the other day. I've got my Carmen like I talked about. I couldn't separate my purple. I tried to separate the two stalks there. They're pretty much joined together at the base, so I don't know if they split right there when they first popped up or what, but they're not coming apart. Same with this Carmen here. They're not coming apart either. The basil, like I said, I ended up getting 4 out of that. There were 4 in there. Got 4 out of it. Got 2 right here. Threw 1 right there in the hydro setup, as well as 1 in the other Aquaponics setup. And then my yellow bells here, as you can see, I've got quite a number of them. 7 of them total, which is right there. 1, 2, little guy right there. 3, 1 right here. 4, 5, 6, 7. And over there in the corner, I've got 2 suckers that I pulled off of my tomato plants. And actually, those are about 2 or 3 days old. So I'm actually a little optimistic about those 2 as well. If you've been watching my last few videos, I've been trying to do that every time I get a sucker on one of my tomatoes, which, if you don't know, if you have like where you have your main stalk and then you have a branch coming off, a sucker would actually be, let me see here, would be the third part that pops right into the armpit of the plant. And I've been pulling those right off, so I got 2 over there. I've got my okra right here. Got 1 right there, here, there, and here. Got them staggered, and that'll fill out this bed for right now. I'm probably going to add a few more plants into this bed, but for the time being, this is good enough. And that also, I need to find more plants for these 2, so I'm probably going to start with some fall vegetables, probably some cauliflower, broccoli, lettuce, spinach, all that stuff. Hopefully I can get some seeds started. One of the greatest things that I found this week is, if you remember last week, it was pretty bad. We had the hurricane that came through, a few more storms that came through, but check this out. Freaking water is almost perfect. I mean, you can see the bottom. You can see every single inch of this tub. Go over here. You can actually see a little bit better, but right over here, you can see right in there. You can see my pump on the bottom. You can see some of that dirt settled over there. My fish swimming around. I added 1 more dozen fish from my aquarium that was in the garage. So now I've got an extra dozen in here. And you can see that pump. It's a quick drain, or a quick vacuum, I believe they call them, for a hot tub. And it's just about getting ready to be done. And Over here on the hydro setup, as you can see, I've got a bunch of empty cups. These two have been empty for a while, but I've got 2 right over there. I've got another 2 right over there. And I got 2 right here. That's because there's all those Brussels that had all kind of holes all through them because they were getting eaten up by bugs, kind of like this guy right there. They're now gone. I pulled them out of there, and now I need replacements. Like I said, I put that one basil, which is right here, purple basil, but that's the only replacement I've got so far. All the remaining Brussels, as you can see, I threw a zip tie around them. Rose those cups right up out of the water. When they were down in, they were causing the water to overflow out of the side of the pipe right there, and it was pretty much draining a lot of water. I have turned the pump all the way up, so it was previously turned all the way down, but I figured with all the amount of shutoffs that I've put on here, I can regulate this flow to pretty much do whatever the heck I need it to do. And now, since I've got these 3 more beds over here that are getting ready to get started, I figure I'm gonna need the extra force. As of right now, just the 1 is turned on. I'm kind of anxious to get the other 2 beds in there and see how they're gonna go ahead and fill and drain. My strawberries getting a little bit of pests, of course, over in here, do every year. And not too bad, just here and there, just some little bit of holes, but I mean, I'm still getting strawberries. I'm getting all kind of stuff. Got really need to clean everything up in there on the bottom, but there's just all kind of strawberries, runners going everywhere. As you can see, they're all over the place over there. I've got a decent amount of water coming out of here. Also, out of the drain, or out of the filter, that is, the BioBill filter. And I'm getting about that much flow going in. And nice sludge build up in there. It's pretty gross looking, but that's its whole job. Actually, it could use a little bit more flow in there, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at that. Like I said, in almost every video, you get a bunch of sludge build up in the pump itself, and you have to clean it out. I did that today. I cleaned out the whole, well, I guess it's a small bucket. I've got a 5-pound bucket that has a whole bunch of holes drilled in it, like 3/8 holes. And it's pretty much this size bucket right here that I use as my rain cover for my electrical box. But it's pretty much just a whole bunch of holes drilled in it with the lid in there. The pump sits in there so that it doesn't want to suck up any of the fish. I cleaned that all out, and I just went ahead and made sure everything was good and clear before I even started this process. And over here you can get a little bit better look. You can't really see the other T right there. And that's where it goes over to 190, straight across. And that's where it goes back over to the very beginning there, where we've got the 3 beds that are going to go. My peppers over here, still looking nice and spindly, keeping up, but barely. My cantaloupe over here, they're starting to, I'm thinking they're starting to come out of their shock. They're actually starting to do something, and they're actually starting to reach for the sky, so that's pretty good. Get those guys going. Got flow going pretty decent. You can see all the roots from these tomatoes right there. They pretty much just go all over the place and right into there. And again, this is the only one I have a shutoff for with these 2 black beds. The other one is pretty much dependent on this shutoff. I do intend to go ahead and get a new shutoff for right here, or even right here on the top. Doesn't matter, just something to regulate the flow. My tomatoes here, oh man, these suckers are getting real big. They're still all flowering, as you can see. Well, they're trying to flower, that is. You can see right here, we've got a whole bunch of tomatoes getting ready to pop out, and a bunch of little flowers that are going right over here. Got my first little tomato in this bed right here, and the other one just has a little bit of flowering going on right over there. My suckers, look at that guy. I still can't believe that's not dead. That's what, a week and a half or 2 weeks now it's been in here, so I'm hoping it's starting to establish roots and we can actually get a new tomato out of that, as well as this little guy. You can see the one side of the leaves there starting to look a little crappy, but all in all, not too bad. It's not shriveling up and it's still going, so that's good. And then over here, we've got my apple and my pear over there. They're still pretty much looking the exact same, waiting to see what the results of that will be. Hopefully we can get them going. One of my favorite things here is my strawberries that are growing in the hydro setup. And this leaf right here probably looks like it could get pulled. But overall, I mean, they're looking really good. I just cut the runners every time they try to throw out, and they stay nice and small and bushy. They've never produced, but I'm pretty sure they were just a runner last year. I think the whole thing is they need like a year before they can actually start producing fruit. So hopefully we'll get them going pretty soon, as well as something in these empty cups right here. So I've got quite a few of them here. Little tiny peppers actually have some goofiness of the leaves here, but that's probably a lack of water, as well as you know, probably some nutrient deficiency and stuff like that due to lack of water, because that's where they're getting all their nutrients from. Because pretty much these 2 cups right here, that's where all the water was leaking out, because the root mass was so great on those 2 Brussels that were all ate up by the bugs. So now that they're pulled, it's actually getting some decent water flow down here, which is a half decent amount, as you can see right here. Just right over there is where I pulled the cup last, and you can see there was not that much flow going. But somehow these tomatoes on the end, that one right over there and this guy right here, are doing pretty darn decent. Through zip ties under almost every single one of them, except for the small peppers, of course, like right here and here. But everybody else, even this little small pepper that's actually going to fruit, look at that pepper, they all have some zip ties under them. But that's about it. And of course, my nice, check out the size of that guy, man. That's a nice size tomato right there. Can't wait to get that, harvest it. Until next time, later.